You skinny dude thinks we're on mute. Can y'all hear me? I see yours going through as well, but I don't hear you on the okay, okay, weird. So, Richie's experiencing OBS issues. We don't know why yet.
Okay, there we go. It's fixed me. I fixed it. Hi guys, welcome to Anime Church. Welcome to technical difficulties, which is not the podcast. That's happening later. OBS has done its stupid thing again where it goes, "Hey, default," which I don't have anything set up as my default. It's stupid. It's really, really dumb. But yeah, my Yeti mic is not set up as my default because I don't need anything as my default. It's really dumb. It's super, super dumb. They need to calm that shit down. Leave it be. Fuck off. All that stuff. It's just super, super dumb how they're doing that. Also, why can't I see the chat? This makes no sense. Why don't I see the chat? I'm gonna refresh.
Question.
There it is. There it is. It's me. There we go. I refreshed the page and now I can actually see the chat. I'll give you 5 moments. It's technical difficulties, but it's not a skill issue. It's an OBS issue. Um, Skill issues are later. Hi guys, welcome to Anime Church, the only church where cosplay is not only
Encouraged. It is
encouraged, but
highly
is
recommended.
thank you. That line. Yeah. I am Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology. I am slightly inebriated because shit be crazy, yo.
And I am Fenrir Sarun, your Saint Snackos, who is also in the process of getting inebriated.
Yeah. Hard seltzer is the thing that I am doing. I'm also doing laundry because responsibilities.
I have Kaigen, a Japanese whiskey.
Look, here's the thing. Just because I have had a little bit of alcohol does not mean I have forgotten to adult. So I still have responsibilities like doing laundry and cleaning and things like that. Like I still have to be a responsible person and human and adult while also getting a little tipsy. So there's that. I went to a con yesterday. It was nice. It was fun times. I got to see Revan. That was fun. And also talk to other human beings that I hadn't seen in a long time. Some of these people I have not seen in over 12 years, which was interesting. Because I was like, holy shit. And some of these people had not seen me in 12 years, and I was surprised that they still recognized me. Because I was significantly thinner back then. There was a definite difference in weight. Of course, I think a difference between me then and me now is that they could hug me and not smell nicotine all over me and the smell of cigarettes. So there's that.
There's definitely that. And people worry about AI taking over stupid issues like this being common. Well, no, AI actually is smart. OBS is not run by AI. That's a difference. That's the difference. What a difference a day makes. Hard to mistake a Richie Weeshy with. Well, why don't you go over to the Fairy Tale podcast and look at some of the stuff from, like, I don't know, like 2015, 2016, 2014. Look at the shit from like 2013. Like, look at any of the stuff that was being filmed from back when I was living in Hermitage back in the day, that when I was filming. Like, you can tell it's me, but you can definitely tell it's a much thinner me. A much healthier me. If only it was, right? All right. But yeah. You could tell it was a skinnier me, a much younger me. You could tell that. You could tell the difference between a 20-year-old me versus a 40-year-old me. Let's just say that. You could tell the difference between like a late 20s versus an early 40s me. That's the difference. That's the difference. You're still healthy? Am I? I'm in like the high 180s, low 190s in my weight versus like back then I was in the 170s. There's a difference. There's a difference that you can clearly not just see on my face, but my neck. There's a difference.
Yeah, I wish I was that light right now.
Buddy, yeah. Anyway, I'm just saying, well, I mean, hey, man, hair adds. I'm just saying, hair adds weight. It's not a lot, but it adds weight.
Yes, and this hair hides my triple chin.
All right, so we do have news to cover, and boy, is there news. And oh boy, I talked to other actors about some of our said news, and it's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. We talked a bit about it, and this is why I want to get a stable living situation, because I want to talk with other actors live about this stuff. I want to talk about SAG-AFTRA stuff and the strikes and everything live about that, but we'll get to that in a moment. But god dang it, I want to talk about that shit because there's so much more to it than everybody else is talking. They're like, oh, these actors, these Hollywood elites. These Hollywood elites account for 1% of what SAG-AFTRA actually does. Y'all need to calm the fuck down about that.
Yeah.
These quote unquote elites that you're hearing, everybody sees Matt Damon. Matt Damon is not the entire fucking SAG-AFTRA, and fucking Matt Damon is pushing for the small-time people who are really getting fucked over. Okay? Like, y'all need to calm down. Y'all need to calm down. The people who really have power in Hollywood are the producers, and they're the ones that are fucking everyone over. If you think writers are like really trying to get, if you think writers are like making boku money, like I'm telling you right now, you have been lied to and you are stupid for believing the lies. You're probably the person that does a lot of butt chugging because you think that shit is healthy. And you need to go see a doctor because your anus is in serious need of repair. You're probably going to be suffering from hemorrhoids by the time you turn 24 because you're young, dumb, and full of a lot of things that rhyme with cum. But it ain't cum. But you're definitely dumb. Yeah, anyway. Let's start with some gaming news. Let's start with that. Fenris, did you hear the news?
Why, no, Richie, I did not. Could you please enlighten me?
Okay, I guess I'll tell you. Alright. I'm gonna be homeless by Tuesday. I know, ready to bring the mood down, right? Yeah. So, all right, the first bit of news is I will actually be able to be on tomorrow for the light novel stream. So that's your first bit of news. So rejoice! We will have a light novel stream tomorrow.
Woo!
Yes, we will. We will. Got that little bit of information out there. So rejoice. That will be happening. That's exactly the good bit of news that I think fans will look forward to. I do have a bit of good news. I do have like at least 3 or 4 options, but most of those options are like at least days or weeks out as far as like me having a place to stay. So it's kind of like one of those things. If I do get temporary housing through the VA, it's not guaranteed, number one, that I will have a good internet connection. And number two, most of the people that I would be rooming with if I'm in temporary VA housing are recovering drug and alcohol abusers, which I'm glad that they're getting the help that they're needing. Number one, I want to stress that. I'm glad that they're getting the help that they're needing. However, that being stated, I have a lot of very expensive technical equipment that I don't trust leaving lying around next to them. That they could very easily grab up and sell for the things that they're craving while they're going through withdrawals. And the reason I say that is because I've been in their fucking shoes and I know how easy it is to need that next fix. I know how powerful that craving is for that next little thing. It's like, man, if I only had that next fix, it'd solve everything. It would. I know how powerful that fix is. I know how powerful that fucking craving is when you're going through that cold turkey withdrawal. I know how powerful that shit is. Here's the problem. I don't know these people. I don't trust these people. I have to work with all this stuff. This is my fucking livelihood. This computer, all these monitors, this is literally my life. You touch any of it, it is your ass. I can't risk that being fucked with. I have to share a room with this. These are not single rooms. I'm scared shitless of this. So it's either A, I can't do my job and get paid for however long, and it could be a short period of time, or it could be a very long period of time that I'm just off the internet and can't work, or B, yeah, cold turkey doesn't really work at all. Blue lights. I wish I could sit down and talk to you about how I quit everything that I did cold turkey. It does work. It just doesn't work well.
Oh, it totally works when you go through basic training and they force you to go cold turkey.
It works. It's just not a pleasant experience.
Oh, I never said it was pleasant.
Yeah. Blue light. Let me tell you about how I narrowly avoided mass murder because of cold turkey. Yeah. Allow me to tell you about the time that I seriously contemplated murdering my sweet and loving grandparents because I had to go cold turkey off of several different narcotics. Because I moved to my grandparents' place and could not get the different narcotics of which I was going cold turkey from. Also, the time that I was put in I was put in rehab and had to cold turkey from heroin when I was a teenager. So yeah, that wasn't fun. One of my arms was smaller than the other because I was scratching half of it away. Like, cold turkey does work. You just have to have the right setting and the will to just, yeah. It depends on the person. Cold turkey
And the
can
support
work.
group.
Cold turkey can work. It just depends. It's the right circumstances and the right person and how strong or weak-willed they are. The person that gives in, like, I can't do it, that's pussy talk. They're like, I'm a pussy. And it's like, yeah, well, I mean, that's why I'm fucking you. That's the person in prison that's taking the dicks, like, because they need the heroin. Anyway, so yeah, sounds rapey. Yeah, that's why they're the prison bitch. Anyway,
As the old saying goes, life is an asshole. Fuck it.
I've never been institutionalized. Why do you ask? Anyway, I'm not saying I've had a pleasant childhood. I'm just saying I've been through the system. Anyway, back from
Robert.
fishing, cooking lunch over here. Yeah, as we talk about prison rape. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not saying I was an abuser of illicit substances. All I'm saying was, as a teenager, I was on everything but skates. That's all I'm saying. Infer with that information what you will. Anyway, that having been said, drugs are bad, okay? On to the next topic, which is the FTC. So, did you hear that Microsoft won its case against the FTC?
Unsurprisingly.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. What's really funny is, like, I heard, like, normally I like to follow people that say things like More Perfect Union. But in this case, it's like More Perfect Union put out a thing saying that the judge had a son that worked at Microsoft, and it's like, and what department? Did it have anything to do with gaming? Did it, like, Microsoft's a big corporation, bruh. That doesn't mean anything. Where did they work? How much money were they making? Like, bruh, this means nothing! This means jack of shit. Like, if it had any relevance to the case, the judge would have recused themselves. All I'm saying, the judge asked relevant questions to the case, and the FTC had no fucking response. It had nothing to do with the validity of the fucking case. Sorry, I pounded the wrong table. It had nothing to do with the validity of the case, is what I'm calling out here. I want to call on the hypocrisy of More Perfect Union on this point. They're just trying to, like, poke holes in something that is just like, they're trying to make you weary of something. And it's like, bruh, shut the fuck up. At this point, it did not matter. Microsoft's a really fucking big company. Where in Microsoft did they work? Did it have anything to do with the gaming division? Okay. If so, what part of their gaming division did they work on? And did it have anything to do with this merger with Activision Blizzard to Microsoft? Okay. Here's my thing. The FTC thing had more to do with Sony than it did with Microsoft. It's literally, this whole thing was more filled with Sony tears than it had anything to do with Microsoft. Because when you actually get into the nitty gritty of it, Sony is the more anti-competitive actor in this case. And that's what this case actually proved. It was the opposite, because before all this, I was very much on the anti-Microsoft side. But as I learned more facts about this case, I realized, holy shit. And keep in mind, I'm not a Sony fanboy. I consider myself to be a neutral party. I play a lot of PC games. I do not consider myself PC master race by any shape or form. I do think that most games should be available to everyone. Play whatever console, PC, whatever thing makes you happy. Should there be like certain exclusives that certain studios have on certain consoles? Yeah, that's fine. If certain, like, okay, God of War, if they want to make it exclusive to their console, yeah, that's okay. For Sony and PlayStation to have their own stuff, Microsoft and Xbox to have their own stuff, that's fine. But if there's certain stuff that's going to be out there, but the majority of stuff, let's say 85% of all games are out there for everything. And then Nintendo has their own specific stuff, and Sony has its own specific stuff, and Xbox has its own specific stuff. That's great. And there are motherfuckers out there that are still trying to make this stupid argument that Xbox Game Pass actually hurts the fucking industry. Are you kidding me?
If it did, then why did Sony copy it with the PlayStation Plus tiers?
No, they're not copying it. They're actually doing it worse. Literally, the judge actually sat there and said that Sony, if it seriously sits there and thinks that Sony is trying to, if Sony wants to sit there and cry about how anti-competitive Microsoft is, then why are Sony exclusive games not on the PlayStation Plus store offered as cheaper or free alternatives on PlayStation Plus? Why is God of War never on PlayStation Plus offered for free? Called them out to their face. Same with both Part 1 and Part 2 of The Last of Us. Booyah! Checkmate! Got you to your face, you greedy fucks at PlayStation! And I'm sorry, I'm only talking to the corporate suits. Fuck you! Because it was called out that they literally spend millions of dollars to purposefully go to game studios and ask them to make it a PlayStation exclusive for a set amount of time before it's allowed to be released on PC and never on Xbox. So they're being anti-competitive. The thing that they're crying about with this merger is exactly the thing that PlayStation is doing. So it's literally they're crying about the thing that they are actively doing. Fuck you. Sony censorship is a crime on some anime games. Oh, well, I mean...
It's cringe on some anime games.
Cringe, sorry. Congrats on the 78. Hey, thank you.
It's actually funny, Jared and Blue Light. Nintendo has actually released many uncensored anime games.
Later. I'm hoping that translates to views later, Robert. Thank you, though. But yeah. Yeah,
throughout the case, you could tell that the FTC had only Sony's best intentions at heart while they were doing their shitty defense bullshit.
It's like, how much money did Sony throw at the FTC at this point, you know?
One thing I found interesting about the case is nobody mentioned Nintendo at all.
The whole thing is... No, actually, they did. They did mention Nintendo.
They did. That was part that I missed because I hadn't heard anything about it.
They did mention Nintendo, but not in a negative view, in a positive view. Literally, Microsoft mentioned Nintendo. Because literally, they said the whole reason they bought this is so that games like Call of Duty could actually be on Nintendo Switch.
Oh, please, the Switch can't handle COD.
They're just saying
barely handle anything nowadays.
They're saying the new version of the Switch that's coming.
Oh, you mean the one coming out spring that
Yeah,
Nintendo doesn't want to reveal yet?
Yeah, exactly. What they're sitting here saying is like they literally could actually release games like that for Nintendo at this point. Like they could, like they could make these games from Blizzard available. Things like Hearthstone could become available on Nintendo because Hearthstone is a game that could be available on Nintendo Switch.
I would love StarCraft to be on the Switch. I want to play that on the go.
Yeah, Hearthstone could be available on Switch. Dota could be available on Switch, possibly. Things like that. You know, I mean, it's not like super graphic intensive. Could you imagine something like League on the Switch?
God, the Switch would crash and burn within the first 30 seconds.
And that's just from the players.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, League isn't like horribly graphic intensive.
It's not, it's just super processor heavy.
Yeah. I mean, the Switch would have to get some add-ons for that.
Well, the Switch 2 is rumored to have the same processing power as the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro, which is a huge leap than the Switch that we currently have, which has the processing power of early model Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
Jesus Christ, why is the Switch so backwards in like its capabilities? Anyway. Well, I mean, here's to Tears of the Kingdom, you know. Thank God they've got games that can actually like keep it going. Because if it wasn't for Zelda,
I mean, true. Plus, you know, this Nintendo's always been known as a family console, and they don't exactly need the best processing power or graphics for like Mario Party or Mario or even Sonic.
But like, they're saying that they could put games like that on Nintendo Switch. No, Switch has access to more of a library now,
which
because of those games. Nintendo. Yes, it's fantastic for Nintendo, and no longer. But another thing that they were talking about was Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and how PlayStation is abusing things with Square Enix and having these paying Square Enix specifically to make it exclusive for like up to a year, and then Microsoft doesn't even get a chance to have that. Whereas the last time that they had anything was Final Fantasy 13 for a main title, and then Final Fantasy 14 was just everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xbox One also had Final Fantasy 15.
Yes, that's also true. But I mean, 15 didn't do what like 13 did. Like 13 was a big one, and then 15 was big, but like it didn't quite do what 13 did. Like 13 was like the last major main title that everybody was super hyped about, and then it disappointed so bad that I think it hurt 15 in a way, you know?
It really did, yeah. To answer some of the questions in chat real quick. Yes, Robert, Zone of the Enders is PlayStation exclusive. Scarlet and Violet would do much better if it was actually properly coded instead of a hardware upgrade.
Here's the other thing, but I want to go back to 7 Remake being a PlayStation exclusive really, really hurt.
It did. Initially, it was only supposed to be a PlayStation exclusive for a single year, and then that went out the window, and I don't even know if Xbox or Windows is even getting it now.
Yeah, that's so dumb. Square Enix, do you not want to make money? What the fuck is
look
wrong
who you're
with
talking. Look, Square Enix, the forerunner of NFTs. Look who you're talking to.
Yeah, it's like, did you forget? Like, I don't understand. Are they still crypto bros? What the fuck is wrong with them?
Yeah, they are.
Like, crypto is in the toilet. What the fuck is wrong with you? Who is the crypto bro that is still like, what the fuck is this mentality? Get your NFT dumbass president out of there. Get your head out of your ass. It's 2023. Get your head out of 2016. Crypto is done. Stop living in the past. It's time to think about the future. Not even Japan is thinking about crypto anymore.
Oh no.
Move on. You're like, it's time to move on to the future. And I was like, good, because the rest of us are living in the present. You're still thinking about the past. No one is thinking about crypto and NFTs anymore. You're so fucking stupid. It's time that you moved on and started making money, and fuck PlayStation. You need... I understand that Japan doesn't really have like a Microsoft Xbox thing going on for it, and like, but you do realize that the rest of the world exists out there, and you need to make money in foreign markets. You need to start making money with Xbox and Microsoft because, bro, PlayStation is not number one anymore. And I get that Microsoft may be number 3, but it is not. That is not the market anymore. Like it, Game Pass has started making significant strides, and it's not happening anymore. PlayStation is not the place anymore. Haven't refunded Crypto Zoo investors? Oh well, I mean, I'm not surprised. Logan Paul's an asshole. OLED hasn't been... I mean, we've still got Google trying to come back into the gaming sphere again. So
Oh god,
we've got some weird shit.
Let Stadia rest in peace.
Robert, we're not talking about the summer lineup until next week, if I'm able to even talk about anime next week, if I'm still around. Don't talk about... As far as we're concerned, the summer lineup doesn't exist until next week, so don't talk about it. So, yeah. Am I watching? Yes. Am I talking about it? No. So if you want to review the summer lineup, hold your breath. Do I have thoughts? Yes. Am I going to talk about it? No. If you want to have thoughts about it, here's my one thought. Go watch Mother's Basement's thoughts, or rather his what is it? His roast. Yeah, go watch his roast of the girl I like forgets her glasses, because I think he makes some really good points. The story and the characters are really, really good, but the studio that picked it up is just absolute trash, and they ruined that fucking show. And it's not just because they did CG, it's because their animation is fucking trash and their camera work is fucking horrible. Like, it should... I really think that if another studio had picked it up, it could have been fucking phenomenal. But the studio that grabbed it is just terrible. And if you check out his roast of it, you'll understand why. It could have been such a fire fucking show, but that goddamn studio got it. What was it, Studio Hands or some shit? I don't know.
I got like 10 minutes.
I don't know
the
why
rest.
they have such a fucking foot fetish. Who does a low camera angle from the fucking floor? With CG, no less. We don't need that camera angle. It hurt. I got through the first episode and I was like, why am I still watching this? I watched the second episode and it was like, okay. I was like, okay, the second episode was at least better than the first. It was cuter. The camera angles weren't such shit. But like, god damn, it is not good. It is not good. Like, it was less trash than the first episode, but it's like, dude, the characters and the story are good. But, like, the storyboard artist must hate the animators. Like, yeah. Oh my fucking god. Anyway, so yeah, dude, I'm here for it. Like, okay, we've chatted long enough about the FTC thing. We got to move on to the next.
And got sidetracked enough.
Yeah, we did. All right, so Fido's Eye shares some practical advice for aspiring voice actors. Guys, Fido's Eye, in case you don't know her, voices Joylene in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Power and Chainsaw Man, and posted some advice for anyone looking to break into the voice acting this past Sunday. Now she posted this in Japanese because I think she's the seiyuu for her characters, and which is really interesting because she, while she looks very non-Japanese, maybe she's hafu. I don't know. If you're an aspiring voice actor, I suggest from now on you start writing down the words you see in books or your daily life that you don't know the meaning of or don't know how to pronounce. I talked about this in my last Instagram live, but this is something I did as a form of self-study even before I attended voice actor training school, and I'm really glad I did it. Of course, it's impossible to memorize them all, but once you write them out by hand, you will certainly be able to draw upon them, and filling up notebook pages is very motivating because it allows you to visualize your efforts. Try it. For some reason, there is a Chewbacca sticker on one of the pages. All right. Along with this sound advice, the tweets also included several pages of one of her own notebooks filled with once unfamiliar words and also a Chewbacca sticker. Furai's Ai herself is currently playing the lead in this season's The Most Heretical Last Boss Queen from Villainous to Savior, and can be found on Twitter here, Japanese. Anyway, so she just posted that. So yes, Japanese. But yeah, that's some really interesting and good advice.
It really is.
And you can see her tweets. I don't know why the Chewbacca sticker, but I'm here for it. It's super cute. I don't know why the picture of her is so dang cute. She looks super cute. I don't know why, but she looks. Maybe she's half it.
Possibly.
Yeah, it is possible that she might be half it. Because she looks like she might be.
Yeah. Oh, Jared, you should be totally afraid. Both Microsoft and Sony have confirmed that by 2028 they're moving to all digital only.
Oh no.
I mean, it saves them money. Why pay for physical media when more people are gravitating towards digital
For digital what?
games?
Oh yeah.
Good one, Robert. Good one.
Alrighty. Good one. I'm just say kiss my Wookie. With the reactions and with the recent example. All right, cool. So I just think that was really good advice. All right, let's talk about SAG-AFTRA. Let's talk about it. Okay, so I had a chance to talk to both Keith and to Jeremy a little bit while I was at the con and talk a little bit about SAG-AFTRA, and we talked about WGA as well, the writer's strike, about AI, and I talked a little bit about, they know my current situation, because especially Jeremy, I hadn't seen her in a while. She was like, oh my god, I haven't seen you. Now with Jeremy, it wasn't surprising because I used to bump into her at cons all the time, and we used to do interviews and stuff. So Jeremy, I know Jeremy. We've done a lot of work over the Fairy Tale podcast years together. So this is probably my fourth time seeing her mom, for God's sake. Like, I know Jeremy, and I know her mom. I've met them. So it was really funny. I saw Jeremy, I saw her mom, and I was like, hi, Mom! And she's like, hi! Like, so we've met! Like, this isn't new. And I was really surprised. I hadn't seen Jeremy in, like, years. But I was like, oh my god, hi! And I was like, I brought Fairy Tale shirt, because I was like, it's been a while. Didn't know if you recognized me. And she fucking recognized me. I was like, okay, good, because I'm older and fatter. I put on like a little bit of weight, at least 40, 50 pounds. There's a difference. But
Usually
yeah.
happens when you get out of the military.
Well, I wasn't in the military before either. But the difference being that I don't smell of cigarettes now. There's big difference. But the other thing is, I now no longer run Fairy Tale, and I'm doing other podcasts, and I'm like, I'm starting up another podcast eventually for Fat Dog, and I can talk about whatever the heck I want to talk about, all these different topics, and one of the topics that I wanted to talk about was this, SAG-AFTRA and WGA, and I was like, yeah, because there's so many different, and I say podcast, it could be live, it could be pre-recorded, but we can talk about whatever nerdy things and interesting topics that we want to talk about. And one of those topics is, of course, the actor strike, because legit, there's some concerns that actors bring up that they have some effing rights, they have some legitimate gripes to talk about. Guys, if you don't know, Hollywood is shut down right now because the actors and the writers, they've joined forces, and boy, it feels like the rebellion has begun against the evil, greedy empire that are the sons of bitches. And all right, I want to go ahead and talk really quickly and assuage some stuff because there are some people out there that think that it's just Matt Damon and like the 1%ers out there that are asking for more money. That's not what's happening. That is not what's happening. First, we need to talk a little bit about what residuals are, okay? Residuals are these things that happen typically in like reruns and things like that. It's like, hey, if a show that you were on does like reruns, and it's a thing that happens with advertisers back when advertisers happen on a TV show, right? So say if there was a show that you wrote for, or there was a show that you were an extra in and stuff like that, that you were like a background extra in, or if you were a day player on, or if you were a small bit role in and you had like 1 or 2 lines, you would get residuals for that episode because it was doing reruns. So you would get a check for that, and it'd be like maybe a couple grand, right? Or I like how Adam Conover talked about it on. And guys, you can find this stuff on YouTube because I'm finding out about this stuff on YouTube. It's just basic stuff that I'm finding. You're like, rant alert, rant alert. Guys, I am literally trying to condense this stuff down as best I can so I don't go on a long-winded spree. All right? But Adam Conover, who's part of the WGA, he's the president of the WGA. If you haven't seen Adam Ruins Everything, that Adam. All right? He was talking about this, right? And he was talking about when they did like Adam Ruins Everything and stuff like that, right? So when they were doing Adam Ruins Everything, he would get a check for like $2,000 for like those reruns, right? But when he went over to Netflix for the G Word, he would get a check for like $400 for their stuff. And the difference is because on streaming, there's no ads. And that's a big part of it. And they're like, well, because there's no ads and we can't calculate the amount of views and stuff. And the producers are just going like, oh, they're using that as an excuse. Meanwhile, the producers are raking in all this money. The producers in the studios specifically, that's what it really is. The studios are raking in all this money. Now, to be fair, the producers are investing all this money, but they're taking in all this money. And there's no residuals going out when the streams are going out. Like, yes, the initial money comes in from the streaming stuff. And there's like, okay, so everybody watches it, but then you can rewatch the show anytime you want. But money's still coming in from those views. So where's that money going when people rewatch that shit over and over and over and over? Well, the producers in the studios are still making money off of that shit, but nobody's getting any residuals from that. And doesn't that seem unfair? None of the money is going to the writers. None of the money is going to any of the actors on that show. And I'm not talking about the big money actors. They're fucking covered.
The stars of that show, the big stars of those shows, they're taken care of, but the day players aren't. And here's the thing, what you need to know is a lot of the SAG members that we're talking about, those day players, those extras, they need and depend on the residuals in order to have health care. That is one of the things that Matt Damon was talking about in one of his interviews, and he was pushing for. Okay? He was talking about. See, he actually came out slamming a Deadline article, which, guys, I want to go ahead and clarify. Fuck Deadline. Don't listen to Deadline articles. They are the most anti-labor paper out there in the Hollywood, like, coverage. So, and that's a thing that's been coming out more and more apparent. And if you didn't listen to the comments from Bob Iger saying that the writers and the actors' demands were unrealistic, literally the day after this motherfucker re-upped for a $26 million a year contract for 2 years, fuck Bob Iger. That motherfucker, it's all about what they're asking for are not unrealistic demands. And that's just on, guys, that's just on the fair pay side of things, so that they can afford to, like, not be on a lot of these writers that get, like, these Emmys and Oscars things. Like, they had to fucking crowdsource money just to make it to these award shows to pick up their awards and then go back home where they're on fucking food stamps in order to live. Because they're not making residuals. They're literally working on a gig economy at this point. They're kind of living in an Uber society because, like, literally how streaming has done these things, it's kind of cut them out of, like, because of how residuals are handled with streaming, it's kind of cut them out of a lot of their work because, like, they write for, like, instead of how it would be they were covered for up to 6 months, they're covered for, like, 1 or 2 months, and then they're kind of fucked for the rest of it. And then their residual check covers basically nothing. They're fucked. They were relying on residual to help them cover the next couple of months of their rent or their food, their livelihood. And that's what they're asking for, because that was what they were depending on, because that's how it was up until a couple of years ago. That's what the whole streaming situation has changed to. And now on top of that, they've got this whole AI situation. Now, I'm only speaking to the writer portion of it right now because I'm a writer. I'll get to the acting thing in a moment because I'm also an actor. So we'll get to that. All right. Now, here's where we come to the AI portion of the AI, of the writers thing, right? Yeah. What the studios were proposing was that they would write the initial first draft with AI and hire the fucking writers to touch up the AI script for even less money and no residuals. And people are already complaining about woke scripts and how shitty the writing is in films and television now. You want to talk about a piece of... What kind of piece of trash and dog shit is this? Bro, you let the AI write this crap, it's going to get so much worse.
There'll be a lot of anti-human propaganda.
Oh, yeah, well, not even anti-human propaganda. It's going to get so much worse. That's what we're looking at in the writing department. Now let's move over to the actor side of things. The residual situation is actually about the same. What we were talking about with the writers on residuals is the same thing that was happening with the actors. They're not budging on that at all. Now, there was a 12-day extension that the president, Fran Drescher, now if you didn't grow up and watch The Nanny back in the olden days, that's who Fran Drescher is. She was... Now, I get that there was some kind of bad blood because she had a contractual obligation to go to an event over in Italy for a thing that she was not paid for, by the way. She wasn't paid to go to this event. So it wasn't a paid function. She just had a contractual obligation to go to this Dolce & Gabbana thing over in Italy. And I was pissed about that too. Don't get me wrong. I was pissed about that. But once I found out it was not a paid gig, I was a little lighter on that. It was very bad optics because it was like 2 days before the strike. But here's the thing. Once she got back and she started trying to negotiate and she realized that the studio was not going to try and negotiate on the real terms, she flipped that switch and turned into Mama Bear really fucking fast. And I was like, oh, that's the reason she was the president. That's why she became the president of the SAG-AFTRA union. Because she turned into Mama Bear so fucking fast and bit their head off and came out very publicly against those different fucking companies. She went hard against the AMPTP. And she said, how dare they? Now, here's the thing. I don't want you to just listen to my description of it. I want you to go on YouTube. I want you to research for yourself. I want you to look into this. See what's going on. Because here's another thing that happened. And I want you to understand this. This is how fucking evil these motherfuckers are. They had the unmitigated gall to actually say out loud that one of the guys from the studios actually said out loud that they were willing to wait all the way to October for the WGA to run out of money so that these guys would start losing their houses and their apartments and lose all their money and start going homeless so that they would have to take a deal. So that they would have to come to the table and take the deal that the producers had put on the table.
Pretty sure even one of them mentioned how the children would be taken away for
really this is how evil these motherfuckers are. And you know what that did? That backfired on them because that basically meant that people started throwing a whole bunch of money to the Writers Guild when it was like, here, pay your bills, pay your rent. Threw money at them and was like, here you go. Yeah, there you go. So a whole influx went to the Writers Union, and the Writers Union took that money and gave it to their writers and were like, here you go, guys, pay your bills. So that turned right around. So now, with that influx of money, not only is October no longer the deadline, it looks like December might be the deadline.
December minimum. And the actors got a shit ton of money because it only took 10 minutes. Here's the thing. They had the Oppenheimer premiere recently because Oppenheimer is a big movie that's coming out. They were on the red carpet for a grand total of 10 minutes. And then every one of those motherfuckers, Robert Downey Jr., Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, like all these A-list celebrities, they were there for 10 minutes. And then they walked off the red carpet. And I mean, they just stopped talking, turned right around, walked right off the red carpet, just went in full tuxedos, went right over, got in their cars, drove off, and they didn't go home. They went to the picket lines. Bless them! And you know what they did? They ordered food, pizza, and everything for those motherfuckers. They went and got them stuff. They went picketing and they went and got supplies for everybody because they got the money. They got money. They can take care of them. That's how you know they're on board because they went and they took care of those people. And they were like, hey, if you need stuff, you let us know. Because these guys, they got stacks. They got stacks on stacks. They're like, hey, if you need electric bills paid, if you need rent paid, you let us know. We will be here for the long haul. And I'm like, my man, that is how you know you got support. They are here for you. And it's not, I mean, and it's not just them. Like when the actors strike, the Teamsters strike. It's like a whole bunch of unions you done pissed off. Like when I say Hollywood shut down, the Teamsters shut down. Because you disrupted a whole bunch of stuff. The makeup artist, because you shut down the makeup artists. You shut down the construction crews that have to work on sets. You shut down the Teamsters that have to do the trucks and everything. Like, that's a whole industry. You literally shut down most of LA's industry. Restaurants, Oh god, the restaurants are going to take a huge hit.
On top of that, you also have a strike going on with hotels in LA right now. And that's happening sporadically. We didn't talk about it, but at AX, there was a sporadic hotel shutdown. Yeah, and they're doing it randomly. They're not doing it like they're just picking days and going, "Hey, we're going on strike." And they're like, "All right, cool. We're doing it. We're going on strike." And they just coordinatingly going on strike. They just pick a time and they're like, "We're going on strike," and they all just shut down. It's beautiful. Labor is just saying fuck you to the business class. It's kind of beautiful. Because they've because they've been fucked around with for too long, and it you can only be pushed around for so long, and we're sick and tired of it, and I'm here for it. You can only be pushed around and screwed around with for so long, and eventually the man is you're done being pushed around by the man, and eventually you're gonna push back, and that's what's happening. You're done being pushed around by the man. And I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see labor just going, "Hey, we're fucking done with you. You're gonna treat us like decent people. You're gonna treat us like human beings. We are not your robots. We are not your slaves. We refuse to be treated like this. You're gonna treat us like human freaking beings. You're gonna treat us like we have basic rights. And if you don't, well, good luck replacing us. Because you're not gonna find enough people who do." Basically, they're finding out that for the last 20, 30 years they effed around, and now they're finding out. It's kind of, ironically, it's kind of like what's going on in Florida. The government effed around. They effed around with immigration policy, and now they're finding out.
It's not just immigration. Did you know that they're taking radioactive materials and putting them in the roads?
Yeah, that ain't helping them much either. I was mostly talking about how construction sites and farming is just vacant. But okay.
Yeah, that too.
I was mostly talking about that. They effed around with immigration policy, and now they're finding out because that
I was talking about how they're fucking around with the vacation.
The Florida economy just went weep. Yeah, and now everybody has turned against that governor. I'm trying to stay as vague on politics as I possibly can, but it's kind of fun to see. I'm just keeping it on the F around and find out thing, and not be as specific as possible. But it's just kind of nice to see when cause and effect happen. Not going red versus blue here. Not throwing. It's just if you're gonna throw stones, it's nice to see glass break. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's just like I wouldn't do that if I were you. Okay. I'm just gonna sit here and laugh when the thing happens. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Everybody saw this coming, man. Everybody saw this coming. We knew. That's why we don't talk about. That's why we don't poke the bear, because bear have claws, and we all know bear claws yummy when you buy them at the store, but when you poke Mama Bear, she slap, and that slap not nice.
No,
that's why you don't mess with Friend Drescher. Because Mama Bear got claws. And that's how we bring it back around to SAG-AFTRA. Yeah! All right, so there we go. Don't forget Disney. Yeah, exactly. That's how we bring it back around to Disney. See, if you wanted to really fight Disney, you should have talked about SAG-AFTRA. That's how you do it. All right, so there we go. It's not go woke or go broke. It's literally, hey, why don't you pay your actors a decent wage and give them the residuals they deserve, instead of going after like the go woke go broke thing. See, culture war doesn't work, but if you do it corporations versus labor, you win every time. There you go. See, you were fighting the wrong war. You done messed up, AA Ron. You gotta learn to pick your battles, man. Just saying. You gotta learn to pick your battles. Some people's kids, man. Some people's kids. All right.
No hope for him, I swear.
No hope. No hope at all. All right, so that's like, what, 3 topics that we've gotten done already? Man, that's good. That's good. We didn't have a lot of topics this time around.
We are on average of 22 minutes per topic.
I'm telling you, man. I knew we didn't have a lot of topics to cover today, and I knew SAG-AFTRA was going to take a lot in WGA. And I'm very passionate about these topics because I'm a writer, I'm an actor, I'm a director. I'm not part of these guilds, by the way. I'm not part of these unions. I'm not SAG-AFTRA, but we know people in SAG-AFTRA, by the way. And I'm not just talking about, pardon me. I want to clarify. I do, like, I am biased to this because I know people in this. Like, we know people. Like, one of our editors for Fat Dog Studios is a SAG-AFTRA member. Like, he is part of SAG-AFTRA. So I also need to clarify another couple of things. How is this going to affect things in the industry? Let's talk brass tacks real quick about the SAG-AFTRA strike and WGA strikes. How is that going to affect things for us, weebs? How does that affect weebs? Let's get down to brass tacks. San Diego Comic-Con is more or less shut down. Industry cons are fucked because you can't do industry cons. Those are run by the industries. That's run by basically the studios. Dragon Con is good because that is fan run. So things like Dragon Con, but basic anime cons like a Kai Con that's going on, that's a fan run con. That's fine. Because I saw, like I said, I saw Jeremy, I saw Keith, like the basic anime cons, those are fine. People are still going to those. Actors are still going those. They have contractual obligation to go to those. They're fine. So you'll still see them at your basic anime cons and stuff like that. Like your small cons that are fan run. Those are fine. Industry cons, no. So if by next year a lot of this shit is still not resolved, Star Wars Celebration ain't happening.
Fairly certain PAX won't happen either.
PAX won't happen. Your big industry, now I don't know how gaming convention stuff is done.
That's very hit or miss depending on who is invited.
Who is doing what? Because gaming is different from necessarily gaming is different from
film and
television.
Yeah.
However,
though a lot of voice actors in
gaming
are in TV and anime as well.
Yes. However, gaming is not necessarily however, that doesn't necessarily mean that the appearances at those shows are necessarily doxed, because certain gaming companies may not be able to attend those. WB Games, no, they're not allowed to show. That's a no-show. Like, that whole thing would get if they show up, that shit would be shut down.
Essentially, any gaming company that has ties with the film industry would be...
film industry. So I think if Sony showed up, fuck that.
No, Sony wouldn't be able to do it because they have both 2 feet into both film and gaming and even anime at this point.
Television.
Microsoft will be a hit or miss.
Microsoft, I think Microsoft is fine. Microsoft itself is fine. Nintendo's fine. There's a lot of indie. Like, if they just made it indie, I think we'd be good. But yeah, for the most part,
I would love that. I would love if they just went indie.
Here's the thing: if most of the gaming stuff was just online, and you had some of the voice actors come on and just be like Zoom stuff, you'd be fine with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But most of your like small indie conventions, some of your basic just like anime conventions, those are still fine. Those are still fine. But like your big spectacle events, your VGAs, that's not happening.
No.
If the video game awards, probably not happening. That's getting shut down. That it unless you're just making it trailers but nobody's filling the seats.
God, no.
No, there's not gonna be. So here's the good news. That kid that shows up in Trolls, he ain't showing up. Nobody has to worry about the guy getting arrested. But here's the thing. The video game awards could happen. It's mostly going to be trailers. The people coming up and accepting awards, that can happen. The people getting awards, it could be digital and they can do their acceptance speeches, but most award shows are shut down. The Emmys are getting shut down. That's already happening. The Emmys are getting shut down because they're not doing award shows. So the VGAs may be canceled.
You know, when you mention actors accepting their awards, first thing that comes to mind is Christopher Judge accepting his VGA award for Kratos. It's so fucking heartfelt, man. I love that.
Here's the thing. Game shows are... See, the thing is, most of this shit that's going down is just film and television. It doesn't necessarily bleed over into gaming, so I don't know how that works. Also, guys, yes, I did see the red versus blue thing that's going on with RTX. I gotta be honest, I don't give a fuck.
Rooster Teeth hasn't been relevant in years.
Here's my thing. In light of all the shit that has come out about a lot of the actors for Red versus Blue and how they treated their employees or what kind of people they actually are, I don't care. I really don't care. I don't give a fuck. Red Team won. It's over. Done. Let's move on. The thing that I care about is the footage that got leaked of the deleted scene for Ruby Volume 9 that actually showed the post-credit scene that they would have shown for Ruby Volume 9 instead of that Justice League crossover bullshit. I would have preferred to have gotten that because holy shit, it was emotionally impactful. If you haven't seen it, look that up on YouTube. It's so goddamn good. It basically is a lead-in to Volume 10, and it shows what was it shows everybody else. It shows Crow, it shows Winter, it shows Jacques, it shows the other Schnees, it shows her brother and her mom. It shows it shows the Schnees, it shows Robin, I think her name was, but it shows what's going on in freaking what's this town's name, the freaking place that they're headed to. It shows what's going on just before they show up, and it shows the portal that they walk through isn't just some random portal. Raven brings them there. They're summoned through a portal by Raven. She brought them. No, it's not. It's not Mantle. Mantle? No, not Atlas. No. The desert kingdom with the academy and that Sun is from.
I am so far behind on Ruby. But
they made a fucking memorial to Ruby for her big message, Vacuo. Yeah, Vacuo's, but like the Vacuo is the desert kingdom, but it's like the town, the city in Vacuo where the academy in Vacuo where but like that place, it's where they show up at the end of Volume 9. It's so good. If you haven't, you need to get caught up, dude, because Volume 9 is so fucking good. Especially with how Volume 9 ends, and then you see the post-credit scene that they would have used in that deleted scene. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. Especially after seeing Volume 9, and then you see that post-credit scene. I've seen it also. Have you seen the trailer for Netflix's Zom 100? Yes, we're going to talk about that, Robert. We're going to talk about it. It's the last story.
We will.
Hey, Robert, do me a favor. Look in the description to see all the topics we're going to talk about before you ask about the thing.
We're both slightly inebriated and get off topic way too easily right now.
Anyway, so yes, fucking hashtag Ruby Volume 10 greenlight. Fuck you, Warner Brothers. Give me the one thing I want. And like, okay, yes, I'm aware that Cartoon Network is shuttering its studios. Yes, I'm fucking aware. It's a little sad, but I don't care. Like, I'm over it.
It's a long time coming.
I haven't watched Cartoon Network in forever. I don't care anymore.
The last time I watched Cartoon Network was when Scooby-Doo was still releasing new episodes.
Right. All right. So moving on. Let's see. Oh, guys, this is one thing that Hollywood finally got its act together on. Attack on Titan, meh, and My Hero Academia, yay, got nominated for the Hollywood Critics Association TV Awards.
Woo!
Hollywood Critics Association revealed the nominations for its 2023 TV Awards on Tuesday. My Hero Academia Anime's Season 6 and Attack on Titan's final season, the final chapters, Special 1. You know, that anime that doesn't understand what the word final and final season means? Are nominated under the Best Streaming Animated Series or TV Movie category. They are competing against the Animaniacs, Central Park, Harley Quinn, and Star Trek Lower Decks. Guys, My Hero Academia is the one that I'm voting for. Star Trek Lower Decks is funny, and I like Harley Quinn. It's kind of funny, but like, no. My Hero Academia Season 6 is fucking phenomenal. Like, I can sing its praises all day long. And there's a reason for it. Like, Jesus Christ. The fucking emotional roller coaster of Season 6.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's the villain war. And then the second half of it is literally the Deku, like, solo arc. Like, God damn, the emotional roller coaster.
What people dub as the Dark Deku arc.
Dark Deku! Yes, it's so good. Crunchyroll shared with ANN that the specific My Hero Academia episode nominated for the category is Deku versus Class A. Season 23's season's 23rd episode, the 136th overall episode of the entire series. Due to the ongoing Writers Guild of America strike, the awards presentation has been delayed from August 12th through the 13th to dates to be determined. The 6th season of My Hero Academia premiered on October, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, yeah. Deku versus Class A.
Dude.
Oh, what an episode! What an episode! You're talking about the emotional roller coaster and the feels of a lifetime. That is the episode. If you have not watched that episode, go see that episode with all the context you can possibly muster. It's so good. It will punch you in the feels. Stop kicking my heart in the dick. It's exactly what's happening. It is kicking my heart in the dick. It's such a good episode.
Such a good episode.
Such a good episode. By the way, guys, I finally had a chance to check out Manga last night. I went ahead and finally finished reading all of the Baby Steps manga. Finished reading all of that, and I've got to say, fuck you, Kodansha, for ending such a good manga before its time. It was not ready to be finished, so. First off, take both of those full barrel. You should have let the series continue. The mangaka was not ready to finish it. You just ended it. Fuck you. It was a really good tennis manga that should have kept going. But yeah, whatever. Go to hell. If hell exists, I hope you burn in it.
There's a special level in hell for them.
Yeah, there's a special level in hell for those who cancel manga that deserve to continue running. But yeah, I don't like your points thing, and it's really confusing how to use your fucking tickets.
Yeah,
your whole thing is weird, and I don't like it.
I think when we first touched on the story a couple months ago, I had actually signed up for it during Anime Church and checked it out, and it just wasn't impressive.
I don't like it. Like, you literally have to spend money to get points, and your tickets just you can't use the tickets really. There's not
No.
a good way to use the tickets. Yeah.
And-
All right. Shonen Jump Plus launches storyboarding app with contests with Netflix Toho. Okay. The article title doesn't really help much. Okay, Shueisha's Shonen Jump Plus service launched the app version of its World Maker storyboarding app service in Japan on Wednesday and is co-sponsoring contests with Netflix and Toho. The app lets users, even those who can't draw, create thumbnail layouts for manga and storyboards for animation, live-action shows, movies, and commercials. Great! You ever plan on bringing that to those of us who live outside freaking Japan? Shonen Jump Plus launched the earlier World Maker beta web service in August 2021. The World Maker app is an updated version of that initial beta version.
Japan gets all the good things early, like Kuro no Kaseki.
To create a manga's draft thumbnails in the service, the user drafts the page layouts or use the provided templates, adjusts and drops in the provided characters and other graphic elements, enters dialogue, adds effects, and then releases the final results. The staff claims that the app can also machine translate the thumbnails and storyboards into 17 languages, including English, Chinese, Korean, and French. Users can then share the results online for others to follow and comment. To commemorate the app's launch, World Maker is holding the World Maker Manga Contest for thumbnails created with the app. The contest will accept applications from August 1st to October 1st. The grand prize winner will get their manga drawn by Taishi Tsutsu from We Never Learn for release on Shonen Jump Plus. The winner will also get a 500,000 yen, or about 3,580 cash prize. Aside from the World Maker Manga Contest, Shonen Jump Plus and Netflix will co-sponsor the World Maker Anime Contest, and Shonen Jump Plus and Toho will co-sponsor the World Maker Film Contest. Bro, you're getting a cash prize, and somebody else will draw your manga for release in Shonen Jump. What the fuck? This seems cheap.
It does, crap. But I'm interested because of the cash prize.
I'm interested in the technology. The prize is just somebody else is gonna take your shit and like do it and possibly get a series out of it when you don't get a say-so.
That's fair. The one thing that out of that did make me cringe and very
Netflix of them.
True. Yeah, the one thing in that article that made me cringe and
guys, this is why Japan doesn't have unions, so they can just steal your shit. This is capitalism at its finest.
Yeah, the machine translation is very iffy because it's machine translation is not the best.
That's why you end up with shirts. That's why you end up with shirts that say some stuff in English that's really, really like kind of like if you speak English, you're like, why are you wearing that on a shirt?
And they're all the right range in other countries because they don't know.
Yeah, that's why you see shirts that say "dog fucker,"
or banners in like Korea and Japan that say "fucking sale."
Sale. Hey. All right.
Which I'm not gonna lie, if a store here in the U.S. had a sign that says "fucking sale," I'm going in because there's a fucking sale.
Because there's a fucking sale, and I'm curious because they said "fucking sale," and I'm like, hey.
Exactly. Like, is it sale of prostitution or is it just a general sale? I'm gonna be surprised either way.
I'm like, are you guys having a sale or is there like are we selling fucks here? Like, what's going on? Because I'm down.
But like, either way.
But I'm just curious, which one are we doing? You know, because like I was like, drop your pants. I'm like, all right, I'm here for it. Let's go. You got any rubbers? Let's do it. For it. It's been a while. It's been a while.
If you said you're sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Disney Plus confirms Tokyo Revengers Tenjiku arc anime stream. So
You know what? Disney Plus has been doing its thing. They got Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War arc part 2 going right now. And you know what? Even though the manga has ended and some steam has been pulled out of its sails, the anime's still going. Tokyo Revengers is going to be on Disney Plus. I need to watch season 2 of Tokyo Revengers. I only saw the first episode of season 2, and I need to continue watching it. I did not keep up with it, and I know people fell off on Tokyo Revengers, and I'm like, why? Because it was doing so good in its first season, and then I didn't hear anything from season 2, and I'm like, what happened?
I will say it seems that Disney has learned their from their mistake with Bleach
Uh-huh.
and has been giving more information as they announce stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, so the other thing is they need to stop doing like this Disney jail thing of like, hey
Oh yeah.
guys, it's only available here. Like they've also done this whole thing where they're integrating Hulu and Disney Plus, and they're like, hey, all of our anime that we're acquiring is actually going to be made available on Disney Plus in North America as well. So they're slowly starting to do that too. So it's gonna start becoming a thing where it's not just Hulu. It's gonna be, it's like, okay, all of our stuff that's on Hulu is now gonna be Disney Plus.
Why is it the mouse that's learning most from their mistakes versus other companies?
I don't know.
Entertainment news website Deadline. Remember those guys that we were just shitting on? Yeah, them. All right. Reported on Sunday that Disney Plus confirmed that it will stream the Tokyo Revengers Tenjiku arc, or Tokyo, anime, the latest arc in the anime adaptation of Ken Wakui's Tokyo Revengers manga. The company did not specify which regions. However, in the US, Hulu, of which Disney owns the majority, streams the Tokyo Revengers anime instead of Disney Plus. The anime will premiere in Japan in October. And then they just list a bunch of cast news and then like a background of information on it. So yeah, Disney Plus is going to stream it. Guys, I'm using a VPN to watch it on Disney Plus. I hate Hulu. That's kind of where I'm at on this. So I'm like, all right, cool. The next one is coming out.
All right, this one hit me by surprise, guys. I've watched the first 2 episodes of Zom 100. I'm 100% here for it.
I am only 1 episode in right now, but it's
But
still
one episode is all you
fantastic.
really need to, all you need to know to be in on Zom 100. But like, I was seriously surprised that they announced that they're gonna do a live action adaptation. Here's my first thing. I was like, oh cool, a live action adaptation. It's Netflix. Fuck it. I don't want to watch it. As soon as I saw it was Netflix, I'm like, nope. Nope, fuck this show. I'm out. Fuck it. Here's my thing. I am immediately boycotting anything that's on Netflix because of the WGA and SAG-AFTRA. That's where I'm drawing my line, because Netflix, and here's the reason why. The reason they're immediately jumping to Japanese live action and Korean stuff is because they know they have to put out content for this stuff because they don't have anything over here anymore because of strikes. So you're going to see a lot of shit like this. You're going to suddenly be seeing a lot. So Netflix knew what was happening because they fucked around and they knew they were about to find out. So that's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing play out. The greedy fucks at Netflix knew what was about to happen. So yeah, I'm on the no fence. So I don't own a Netflix subscription, and I'm not gonna get a Netflix subscription just to watch this. I'm cool with Crunchyroll. I'm cool with watching the anime and reading the manga. I'm okay with this. Also, guys, how many bad live action adaptations of an anime have we already suffered through? I'm not going to check out One Piece for this.
Two most notable are
I'm sure
Death
as hell
Note and Cowboy Bebop.
I've already suffered through. I didn't watch Death Note. I
Unfortunately did.
I'm not gonna check out Death Note, or I'm not gonna check out Death Note. I didn't suffer through Death Note, but I did suffer through Cowboy Bebop. I will not. Here's my thing. I don't have anything against any of the people that are doing One Piece. Nothing but love for them. They seem really enthusiastic. I'm hopeful for that show. I will not be getting a Netflix subscription to watch that shit.
No.
I'm going to don my straw hat when it comes out, and I will pirate that bitch.
I will gladly hoist the Jolly Roger just for that.
I'm going to do my duty and pirate that bitch because fuck Netflix.
Not just that, but that's what Luffy would want.
Here's my thing, guys. Here's my thing. While the strike is going on, fuck Netflix. That is 100% where I am. I understand that I should also be doing the same on Disney. I understand that I should be doing that. I do. I absolutely understand that I should be doing that. I'm finishing up some Star Wars stuff, and I got some Marvel stuff that I'm finishing up as well. I'm not gonna go support a lot of the stuff that's gonna be coming out in theaters. I'm not supporting the DC shit either. Bro,
Fuck no.
You haven't seen me do a review of the Ezra Miller fucking Flash movie because I didn't watch it. I did not go.
The only good thing about that movie was the fact they brought back Michael Keaton.
I did not go watch that trash. I'm not supporting Ezra Miller. Here's the thing. I will happily pirate that shit because I do want to go. I do want to see it. And no disrespect to everybody else that was in that movie. I'm not supporting Ezra Miller.
Fuck no.
I have standards. I have standards. And Ezra Miller is not one of my standards. That is beneath me. I will not support that. Also, as you guys can tell by the stuff that I've been talking about for the last week or two, I have limited resources at the moment, and I have to choose where my money goes. I have a car that needs to be fixed. I am in desperate need of a place to like stay. I'm very close to being homeless. So can I really afford to go to a fucking theater right now? So what places I choose at this point, the reason I put money into places like High Dive and Crunchyroll and stuff like that is because it's a return on investment because it's my fucking job to review anime. It's my job to talk about a lot of these anime. Now, I watch the trailer because it's my job to talk about the trailer and review it and like talk about it and stuff. But am I going to watch it? Yeah, it's not on Netflix.
I mean, the trailer itself, you can see.
Here's the thing: the trailer. And I'm not begrudging the people that work on this.
Oh, no.
I'm sure they're hardworking and all that stuff. But fuck Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trailer itself makes me actually want to see it, but I'm not gonna sign up for Netflix. Just
But
to
at
watch
the same time, and I think, could it be good? Yes. Because it's not so fantastical and over the top like a lot of anime are, that it does not seem like it wouldn't possibly translate to live action unrealistically.
Okay.
However, dude, it's really weird that they're doing a live action adaptation when only 1 or 2 episodes have already come out. This is way too fucking early.
Thank you.
This is way too fucking early.
Granted, yes, it is the most relatable character I've ever read in a manga. Like, honestly, who wants to keep going to their day job? Who loves their job enough where
Also,
will put in 150 hours every fucking
my favorite
2 weeks
my favorite
of
thing
unpaid
is
overtime.
literally my favorite thing was literally watching this motherfucker like rugby tackle his fat ugly bastard boss into the fucking stratosphere.
Yes.
Also, I was wondering how he managed to do that, and then like in episode 2, you see he actually has a rugby ball in his room, and I'm like, oh, that's how.
Well, it's not just episode 2; it even shows it in episode 1 very briefly.
Oh,
it's
does.
Like a second.
Also, I love the fake out in episode 1 of him watching the zombie movie, and you think that's the actual episode, and it's like, oh, that's so good. That's so fucking good. All right.
But just the realization of the main character when he realizes he doesn't have to go to work is just.
And when
Dude,
everything
you are my
changes,
spirit
and when everything
animal.
changes from monochrome to like full on fucking color, and like all the zombie blood is like paint, like all these
Yes.
different paint colors, like it's so goddamn good.
Oh my god. If anything, Zom 100 is my go-to anime for the season so far.
I wouldn't go that far.
I haven't watched very many anime yet, so it's.
First off, you're wrong because that's not even the best anime on Sundays.
I'm not saying it's the best. I'm saying it's my go-to because I relate so much with the main
That's not
character.
even the
Plus, I
go-to.
haven't watched a lot.
That's not even the go-to anime on the day that Zom 100 comes out.
Okay, what's the other anime then?
Mushoku Tensei.
Oh, that's right. They come out. I haven't watched that
Mushoku
yet.
Tensei comes out on the same day that Zom 100 comes out.
It's what, 2 episodes in or 3?
3. Because Mushoku Tensei season 2 had episode 0, and now we're on episode 2.
I gotta renew my
Mushoku
Crunchyroll subscription again.
Tensei 2. Well, Zom 100 comes out on Crunchyroll.
I know it lapsed today.
Damn it! All right, well,
So I gotta.
Mushoku Tensei season 2 had episode 0, which had Sylphie.
So to be
It was the
100%.
Sylphie. There was the Sylphie backstory. Then we had the first episode of season 2, and now we had the second episode of season 2.
So to be 100% honest, I didn't even realize this season had started until today. I have been that indulged in work and my new job getting everything started.
Okay, well, now that
So
we've
I
had
have
that,
a shit ton to catch up on.
okay, now that we've had that, let me go ahead and educate you, sir.
Please do.
Okay, good. Now, let me go to my Crunchy lists. Summer 2023. Okay, Mushoku Tensei season 2. There's also new Horimiya called Horimiya Pieces. So there's new Horimiya coming out. We've got season 3 of Rent a Girlfriend. Masamune-kun's Revenge season 2.
Oh fuck yeah! I've been waiting on that
Uh,
shit.
Mix Meisei Story season 2. The second half of that just started up. Misfit of Demon King Academy is coming back. So that's starting back up.
I knew that one was coming.
Devil
when
is a
they,
Part-Timer
announced it a couple
season
months
2
ago.
part 2. Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. Yeah, we're 3 episodes into that.
I'm not a fan of JJK.
This is back in the past when Gojo was actually a high schooler.
Okay, so it has promise.
Oh yeah, dude. My Tiny Senpai is one of the ones I'm watching. Am I actually the strongest? Okay, another great isekai. Another good isekai. I think this is a good isekai because it's really awkward. Ayaka. It's weird but interesting.
Okay.
Okay. The remake of Rurouni Kenshin. That's actually like the story is actually on par with the manga. The animation's really good.
I was expecting that next year, not this year.
It's right now.
Fuck.
The gene of AI.
Rurouni Kenshin, is that Crunchyroll, High Dive,
That's
or
Crunchyroll.
Disney?
I'm only reading you Crunchyroll right now. Everything I'm reading you right now is just on Crunchyroll. The Gene of AI, I can't tell you anything about because I haven't started watching it yet. The Reign of the Seven Spellblades. It's literally anime Harry Potter with swords.
It's kind of like Mashless Saitama Goes to Hogwarts.
No. The Great Cleric. Okay, so literally, it's an interesting isekai about a healer. That's all I can really tell you about. Sugar Apple Fairy. I didn't know anything about Sugar Apple Fairy. I thought it was a new series. Turns out it's season 2. I watched all of season 1 and I was like, God damn, this show is good. Okay. Zom 100, as good as it is, that is not my go-to anime right now. The first episode was good, but like once you see the second episode of this is the show that like immediately I was like, okay, this is my show. This is my jam. This is the show that hooked me. Undead Murder Farce. This show, holy fucking shit. This is detective show. This is like fucking supernatural detective shit. Oh yeah, it's good. It's good.
I'm all for the detective anime.
Yeah. Undead Murder Farce.
I like shows that make me work my
Yeah,
brain.
yeah. Liar Liar's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, another weird one. My unique
Weird that they would
skill.
make a anime on the Jim Carrey movie.
No, it's not. It's not that. My unique skill makes me OP even at level 1. Okay, so this one's really weird because all right, so this
I've read
girl.
the manga.
Okay, there you go.
I've been kind of excited for
Girl
this one.
kills a slime. Slime, instead of dropping an item, drops a person that isekai'd.
Best type of isekai ever.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Moving over to High Dive. What is on High Dive, you might ask?
I heard you mention Helk like a week or two ago.
Helk is good. I just started checking out the first episode of Helk, and oh my god, it's good. Okay, so
I mean, a
Helk.
human that wants all humans to be destroyed. I can get behind that type of hero.
God damn it. A hero that is fighting at a demon world tournament and wants all the humans dead. I can't tell you.
Hero.
I can't tell you why. Also, he's the nicest fucking dude. That's just the best. That's just the best. He's just the nicest dude. Also, level 1 demon lord and one room hero. That's fucking hilarious. Oh, also that's tomorrow. New episode of that comes out tomorrow. Level 1 demon lord and the one room hero. That comes out tomorrow. That's really cute. Both of those. Also, apparently I need to check out Dark Gathering because everybody's been talking about that.
Yes. That's the one I mentioned a couple months ago
Add to
on
queue.
the article that I posted about it. It sounds so good.
Spy Classroom has a new season.
Oh.
Yeah, so apparently I need to check that out. So that's the thing. And if you didn't see it from last season, Insomniacs After School.
Yes, I've watched that one because of you.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
It is so good.
All right, there we go. Oh, well, bye-bye for now. You're leaving after we're talking about, like, go watch this, go watch this? How fucking dare you? Tensei, more like pervert
I thought you
isekai.
wanted to talk about Gundam
Duna,
models,
what?
Robert.
I thought Misfit of Demon King Academy was one shot with its ending. No, it wasn't.
No.
It's got a season 2.
The manga goes on for quite a while, too.
Bro, don't talk about Mishoku Tensei. Bro, if you haven't seen episode 2, you're talking about like, oh, pervert the anime. Please, you need to calm down, bro. That whole show, like, it's not all pervert. Like,
okay,
you need to calm your ass down.
I have to say this. You mentioned pervert isekai. Which one are you talking about?
Bro, I was fixing to say, I was like, bro, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord is basically 80% pervert.
I got my smartphone in another world. That's basically pervert isekai.
For fuck's sake, you guys are like, you mean pervert the anime, and you like go all hard. You all go like hardcore on Rudius. I'm like, bro, Rudius ain't even like he doesn't even crack top 5. Y'all need to calm the fuck down. Calm down. He ain't even top 5 isekai. We're not even. That's just the isekai genre. You want to go bar for bar on anime? Y'all need to calm the fuck down. Oh, also, Tenchi Muyo GXP has apparently 2 episodes out.
Yes!
And I haven't checked that out. Apparently, it's it takes place several years after the original GXP, but it's still before Ryo Oki somehow.
I am so excited to watch that.
And I need to watch them. I haven't watched them.
It's my fucking childhood coming back. I'm so happy.
Fucking, oh my god. Apparently, there's even more girls. And I'm like, this boy has this giant harem. It's been years, and somehow this boy hasn't made babies yet. What is going on? Why haven't you made children's? The OG harem series? Tenchi.
Every time somebody mentions Tenchi Muyo, I can't help but think of Optimus Prime narrating the whole synopsis of Tenchi Muyo.
That's not even like, at first I thought it was weird, but then I was like, oh no, I remember this. This isn't weird at all. No, that's not weird.
Yeah.
That's not weird at all. Dude, I've heard weirder shit than that. That's nothing. That's nothing.
I mean, Bubblegum Crisis, that was a pretty weird anime.
That's not weird. Like, we can get way weirder than that. There's more than Tenchi. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
But Tenchi was like the original harem anime series, bro.
Yeah, bruh. This is before we got into the really weird shit with Tenchi when we went to War on Geminar.
Oh.
Fuck! I forgot to bring War on Geminar because I have that. I need to get Jeremy to sign that fucking War on Geminar. She played the princess. She used the royal we.
The royal we, the true Riz master. Stop! Stop using that fucking word. It's so goddamn cringe.
What the hell does that even mean?
Riz? Charisma. Just
I
say
am
charisma.
an old person, please.
Just
explain.
say charisma. Riz is not even a good word. It just sounds like Riz just sounds like you skeeted on somebody. Like Riz just sounds like you came. You know?
Riz, like the first thing I think
it's
of
like
is
you
crackers.
It's like you put semen on someone's back, and now we're all just sitting here staring at it, and it's uncomfortable for everyone, you know. And now we all just have to sit here and look at it, and it's not good. Like that's what Riz is. It's not okay.
No.
Like to your entire fucking generation, stop saying Riz. Stop. It's not cool. You think you're being cool. You're not. You took charisma, a word for D&D players, and you tried to shorten it to sound cool. You didn't. There was a word that was shorter that was already good. It's called charm, and it works really well. Use that word. We already have words for that. You don't sound cool. You sound like a 4-year-old. Riz. Stop. Get some help. From my generation to yours, we said a lot of dumb words in my generation that went out of style in 2 years, and thank God they did. Trust me. You're going to look back on this in like a couple of years, and you're going to hate when somebody says cap or no cap, and you're going to cringe just as hard. Also, that's another word too. Cringe. You're going to hate that word in a few years too. Trust me. It's the language cycle. There are words that are going to go out of style real fucking fast.
And from my generation to yours as well, same thing he said. I still don't understand what the fuck ratchet means.
Robert,
other than the fucking tool I use to fix my car.
Robert, it doesn't matter that you're 36. I'm 41. I'm telling your generation. Shut the fuck up.
32. I'm with him.
Don't say it because the TikTok generation is saying it. Stop.
Oh,
stop.
Don't even start with TikTok.
Stop. We're not hip here. No. The only hip that's around here is the one that's getting broken by the elderly.
Or
please.
Getting replaced.
That's about to get replaced. All right. Also, I hereby state that if we have to have a minimum age to run for office, you now have a maximum age. It is 70. Get the fuck out of office if you're older than 70.
Thank you.
You should not be making laws for us if you're that goddamn old. Go and hang out with your grandchildren. Enjoy your fucking retirement.
Go speak to the other elderly in the retirement home that nobody visits you in.
No, vicious. No, our medical, the way our medical technology is, 65 still okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 65 still okay.
70 is where everything starts to degrade.
70 is really where everything starts to really degrade. But yeah. All right, guys. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to our drunken rants.
Well, I've sobered the hell up real fast.
I'm glad you did.
I basically was out of drink by the beginning of the show.
I've been drinking periodically throughout.
Yeah, I noticed. I'm more or less done. Guys, thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow with the light novel streams. We'll actually be here to finish light novel stream tomorrow. After that, I don't know. It's a coin flip. So yeah, come by Twitch for what might be my last stream for I don't know how long. Could be a little while, could be a long while.
I will give you guys information on that. You say, uh-oh, and I'm like, guys, I don't know what my situation's going to be. I may have a roof over my head, but my internet, the internet situation that I'm going to have if I end up at the temporary housing might not be good enough to stream on. That's the thing I'm looking at. So, yeah. Did you buzz?
That wasn't me.
I heard a...
My phone's on the charger way over there.
Huh, so is mine. All right, what was that noise? Anyway,
Weird.
guys, that is it. So yeah, I don't know where I'm gonna be ending up on Tuesday. I just know I have to leave on Tuesday. So we will find out. Next time on whatever the heck this is. Bye for now.
Bye.